annual flag raising event. As we kick off the first day of Pride Month, it is our honor to raise a flag to recognize, support, and stand in solidarity with our LGBTQ plus community, employees, friends, family, and activists. For those who may not be familiar with the Civil Rights, Inclusion, and Opportunity Department, our mission is to advocate for inclusion and increased opportunities for all those who work, live, play, and do business with the city of Detroit. It is our duty to investigate complaints of discrimination of protected classes, secure and protect your equal rights, and ensure there is access to opportunities. We are here to support and advocate for you, and we will continue to do so. So again, welcome. Thank you all for being here, and it is my honor to welcome the City of Detroit's Corporation Counsel, Mr. Conrad Mallett.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of Mayor Mike Duggan and all of the people of the City of Detroit, happy great Gay Pride Month. Let me quote a great politician and a remarkable human being who was taken from all of us violently and abruptly way too soon, elected County Supervisor Harvey Milk. It takes no compromise to give people their rights. It takes no money to give people their respect. It takes no political deal to give people their freedom. It takes no survey to remove repression. Detroit's diversity is one of our great strengths. And on behalf of all of the citizens of Detroit, let me say from the bottom of my heart, we are glad to be a part of this celebration. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Conrad Mallett. Next up, we have Miguel Baraja. He is the City of Detroit's LGBTQ plus ERG co-chair.
Thank you, Tamika. Hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Miguel Barajas. I am the co-chair for the LGBTQ plus Employee Resource Group at the City of Detroit. It is with great pleasure and gratitude that I am here today representing my LGBTQ plus colleagues and our allies. With the LGBTQ plus Employee Resource Group approaching its second year since it was founded, I am happy to share with you that we continue to grow and increase visibility in our community within the City of Detroit. With the passing of the expansion of the Elliott-Larsen Civil Rights Act, now we can make our presence visible without fear, and that is a reason to celebrate. At the beginning of this year, we set our focus on allyship and the importance of speaking up when an act of injustice, aggression, or discrimination is observed. In times like today, where our trans family is under attack through the nation, we urge everybody to be a source of support and advocacy, especially for those who may not be ready to be their authentic selves in public. Be a friend and be an ally. Often, our human nature takes us down a path of fear when we encounter things we do not understand or things that make us uncomfortable. Being open about the things we do not understand and being willing to hear different voices at the table, marginalized voices, provides us with the best opportunities to learn. History has taught us that periods of hostility towards marginalized groups are calls for unity. While there is plenty to celebrate, we cannot lose focus on the work that still needs to be done, and we are beyond grateful to have the support we need. On behalf of the LGBTQ plus Employee Resource Group, I'd like to thank Mayor Mike Duggan and the City of Detroit for supporting and encouraging the success of all the employee resource groups, our events, and our ideas. I'd also like to thank our executive sponsor, Brad Dick, for his guidance and for keeping us motivated. I'd like to extend our gratitude to Corporal Danny Woods, who often goes out of her way to make time for us and for introducing us to so many LGBT plus community leaders in the city who have contributed to our success. Thank you to all of our ERG members, and thank you for everybody here today. Now I introduce you with Mr. David Wake, Motor City Pride Chairperson.
Thank you very much and welcome everyone. I wanted to start by thanking the city for their support of the Motor City Pride, the festival, and most importantly this flag raising. It's really quite a prominent location here in front of the Spirit of Detroit to show how Detroit recognizes the community and works for equal protections. I appreciate the city of Detroit. They're one of the forerunners in giving gay and lesbian and then trans rights in the nation, and that message goes far to help with those protections. I'm going to pause just a moment. I do want to put in a little plug for the festival that's going to be in the next weekend, June 10th and 11th. There's a couple of folks with our Pride Guides, if anybody would like to get one of those, to see the lineup for entertainment. From there, I'd like to welcome Kimberly Woolridge, the Deputy Executive Director of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights with the state of Michigan. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. On behalf of Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the Michigan Civil Rights Commission, and the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. As Dave mentioned, my name is Kimberly Woolridge, and I am the Deputy Executive Director of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights, and it is my pleasure today to join you once again in this annual ceremony to raise the Detroit Pride flag and kick off the 2023 Pride Month. This year's Pride Month is especially monumentous because for the first time, the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act officially recognizes sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression amongst the protected classes. Other states around the country may be dragging their residents back to the past, but here in Michigan, we are committed to building a better future for all of our residents. The Civil Rights Commission led the way in 2018 with its interpretive statement recognizing that discrimination because of sexual orientation and gender are both forms of discrimination because of sex. Since that point, Michigan's Supreme Court, Michigan's legislature, Governor Whitmer, and the LGBTQ plus community and all the people of the state of Michigan have all agreed that every member of the LGBTQ plus community deserves to be protected from discrimination. Now I'm going to read Governor Whitmer's proclamation for June 2023 Pride Month. On behalf of the people of Michigan, I, Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan, do hereby proclaim June 2023 as Pride Month. Whereas Michigan is home to an estimated 373,000 residents who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, LGBTQ+, and whereas Michigan's LGBTQ+ residents contribute to the fabric of our society, hold positions across sectors of our economy, and live in every corner of our state, and whereas Michigan has been at the forefront of advancing civil rights for LGBTQ+ people, beginning with the nation's first non-discrimination ordinance passed in 1972 in East Lansing, and the nation's first Civil Rights Commission to independently recognize that discrimination based on sex includes sexual orientation and gender identity in 2018. And whereas this year I signed legislation to expand the state's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act to include protection from discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in employment, education, housing, and real estate, as well as use of public accommodations and public services. And whereas in 2019, I signed Executive Order 2019-01 to expand these same protections for LGBTQ+ state employees and issued a statement in support of the Supreme Court's historic ruling on LGBTQ+ protections, which deemed that the 1964 Civil Rights Act protects gays, lesbians, and transgender individuals from discrimination based on sex. And whereas Michigan's economic vitality depends upon welcoming people of diverse backgrounds, ending discrimination, and attracting and retaining top talent from around the world. And whereas Michigan must continue to support the rights of every citizen to experience equity and freedom from discrimination and recognize that continued need for education and awareness to end discrimination and prejudice. And whereas June 2023 is the 54th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York City, which is recognized as a catalyst for the modern LGBTQ plus civil rights movement. And whereas Michigan celebrates LGBTQ individuals during this month, we also recognize the important work that must be done across intersections of identity to create a more equitable state for all. Now, therefore, I, Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan, do hereby proclaim June 2023 as Pride Month and encourage everyone to stand against discrimination and reject violence towards LGBTQ plus individuals, to promote self-affirmation, dignity, and equity, and to continue to work towards building a community that promotes diversity, liberty, and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for Kimberly for bringing the greetings and the proclamation from the governor. We appreciate that. Our next speaker is Corporal Danny Woods, and I'll put it this way, our liaison with the Detroit Police Department.
I'm joking. Happy Pride, everyone.
Pride.
Today is another proud moment for our LGBTQ plus community and allies for our city. This flag raising makes a fearless and clear statement of Detroit being an inclusive city, an aware city, and a city that protects our citizens, every single one of them. Our continuous strive for equality, unity, education, and awareness sets us apart from every other city. We work hard and we work together. We set a tone for why LGBTQ plus protections are critical. We are a trailblazing city, and everyone looks to us to see how it's done. Don't ever hold back or stand down for what's right. Stand tall, stand proud, and be supportive. Just let that sink in. Okay. Stand tall, stand proud, and be supportive of LGBTQ plus rights and protections. Continue to use your voice, use your platform, use your privilege and your heart to make sure it stays that way. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Thank you, Danny, and I also want to thank you for being at every one of the flag raising ceremonies that we've held here in Detroit. Appreciate it very much. Our next speaker is, I'm going to say it wrong, I'm sorry, Nashaya Tate, facilitator of My Trans Voice, which stands for trans. Welcome. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and happy Pride Month. Best time of the year. I'm glad to see positive changes for the queer community here in Michigan with the passage of the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act amendment to protect queer people in employment, housing, and education, as well as updating systems to make changing your legal gender easier and more accessible. I'm glad Michigan's going in a positive direction when many other states across the country are going in a negative direction. The recent rise in hateful rhetoric nationwide has made the lives of queer people like myself a lot harder and has taken an immeasurable toll on queer mental and physical health because we have to live in constant fear over whether or not we will have rights in the next weeks, months, and years, and whether we are safe to exist in the places that we call home. As a Black trans woman, I recognize that there's still a long way to go when it comes to improving trans and queer rights. on a social and legal level. Through education, activism, and advocacy, to work towards improving attitudes within our communities and improving laws passed by our governments, I truly believe that we will never lose hope and never stop fighting, I am 100 billion% sure that we will bring about positive change and equality for all. I am proud to be here today, and I'm honored to contribute to the amazing movement to make Detroit an even better place for everyone, no matter who you are. I'm only 19 years old, and during my lifetime alone, I have seen so much amazing change take place in the amazing place I'm glad to call home. I'm happy to add supportive of queer people to the extremely long list of reasons why Detroit is the best city in America. With that being said, I look forward to all the amazing changes we will make going into the future, and happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
I'd like to thank our speakers today for participating in this important ceremony, and also thank each of you for attending to help us start off Pride Month and raise the flag here in the city of Detroit. If I could have our speakers come on over to the flag here, we'll get that set up so Conrad Mallett can raise the flag on behalf of the mayor.